In Baldur's Gate, the Descent into Avernus, what is the difference between, say, a devil and a demon? They have very specific agendas, correct?
Yeah.
So when it comes to devils, we're looking at, I would assume, people who want to barter with your soul, who are very crafty and intelligent and clever, and demons just want to eat your face, right? That kind of thing. Have I basically summed it up perfectly?
That's awesome. Yeah. Devils you can reason with, and devils want to reason with you. Devils, they love to sit down and have a chat, and the more they can chat with you, the more they get to know you, the more they can angle their way in there and worm. And demons, none of that. Demons are just like obey or get beat, and or they want to use your skin to like adorn their hat or something. Like demons are just bad business. The other thing is like demons are chaos and evil. Like they are completely random, and everything they do, it always winds up in some form of destruction. They are the force that wants to burn the multiverse down. If demons were left to their own devices, the multiverse would end in a complete annihilation and fire, and demons would love that.
But unlike demons, devils have agendas, they have plots, they exist in a social hierarchical structure that's very much defined by their ability to get things from other people. And what they primarily want is souls, but not entirely what they want. Basically, they want to corrupt as many mortals as they can so that mortals invariably sell their souls, figuratively and literally, so that when they die, their souls go to the nine hells where they become devils. And the devils need more devils for a couple of reasons. One, to fight off demonic incursions into their realm. Demons vastly outnumber them, so the more devils they can make, the better. But also, it's nice to have people to lord over. If you're a devil working your way up through the infernal hierarchy,
right,
you need people underneath you, and the more devils underneath you.
How can you feel important if you have no one to crush?
Exactly. The more you have underneath you, the better you feel as a devil.
I know some people like this.
Yeah.
Devils want to maintain structure and balance. The devils actually, in some way, they kind of depend on humanity. They depend on those of us with souls. Without us, they wouldn't have a game to play. They wouldn't have a universe to rule and try to dominate. So the devils are the games players, and demons don't play games at all. Demons, there is no game, there are no rules. And devils are all about rules, and they're all about structure, and they're all about trying to game the system and trying to figure out a way to sneak through the defenses of a human being and try to find out their weakness and solve that.
When you're dealing with devils in a product like this, you want to present as many of them as possible with their facets, so that characters who might be out of their depth, level-wise, might actually be okay if they're willing to make a deal.
That's very interesting, especially for D&D, because I think a lot of people forget, just because you are a low-level character doesn't mean that you cannot interact with exceptionally high-level entities.
Correct. There's nothing in the laws of the D&D multiverse that prevents a high-level creature from interacting with you.
Yeah.
There's no artifice there. So you can find yourself suddenly in the presence of an archdevil, like, say, Bel, and not get squished like a bug.
Unless you say the wrong thing.
Unless you really, really get under his skin.
Yeah, as a role player, which is impressive in itself. I mean, if you are able to get the goat of an archdevil, then
yes.
I guess you sort of won.
Exactly. And one of the challenges of Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus was there is a whole wide breadth of devilish characters that you'll encounter, from lowly lemurs and nipperibos to archdevils who show up. We give them stats because somebody might attack them, but you're going to have to deal with them on some level.
I love the way you say, here are stats for the players who maybe aren't thinking so tactically.
Yes. Yeah, if you want that hammer that Zariel took off of the demon lord Kostchichi, you can try to take it from her. We give you the means to figure out the success of
Yeah,
that.
you don't give them the means to do so.
Right, exactly. But you're probably better off not.
Right.
And I think devils and demons, that's why the Blood War is sort of exemplified, by the two differences between them. The devils are actually see the demons as, oh, we need to stop them. Like even the celestial hierarchy way up in its lofty mountain looks down on the Blood War and sees it from afar and is like, that's good. That's the multiverse working the way it should. Whereas the devils are on the front line fighting this fight against the demons. If it wasn't for the Blood War in Avernus, devils would have overrun, or the demons would have overrun that place. And who knows where they would have gone next.
And how does the Blood War come about? Like this is something that is never ending.
Yeah.
The demons are constantly trying to take over. How are they getting there? How are they invading? How are the devils fighting them back?
Yeah, so a lot of that comes from the River Styx. The River Styx is sort of like this multi-planar highway that you can use to get through the different planes of existence. And it just so happens that the River Styx runs right through Avernus, and it being the first layer of the Nine Hells. So the Nine Hells is stacked like a stack of coins or a stack of cards, and each level is cut off from the others. So you're not able to just hotwire yourself and go right down to the 9th level where Asmodeus is living. You actually have to go to Avernus and then work your way down. Well, the River Styx, is that sort of boundary point. And because it's a gateway of, a multidimensional gateway, the demons use that to come in and try to get through and wipe out the Nine Hells. And once they do that, then they can from there move out through the rest of the Styx and up and, take it all the way to the bank and, wipe everything out. So the devils, in a weird way, are doing good by holding the demons at bay. And I think the devils know this, and they'll leverage that when talking to like some righteous paladin who comes into Avernus and is throwing around a lot of holy banter. The devils might try to work that around and say, well, what are you doing to stop the demons there, buddy? What are you doing are you on the front lines of this? And it can actually be a good argument. And a paladin's going to have to sort of reconcile that within themselves. Like, well, wait a minute, what is good and what is evil? And I think that's one of the fun gray areas that a dungeon master can play with when dealing with a devil, is that there are, is that a good argument? They are actually doing something. It has tricked many others before them, and maybe it will trick some paladins to come.
I'm always down for paladins being tricked.
Yes.
So. They have it coming.
They do. They spout a lot of highfalutin stuff, but
just a bunch of self-righteous warlocks.
Yeah.
Deep down. So.
Yeah.
Their time has come.
We're going to see some paladins squirming in their plate armor. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, not in a very hot climate.
Yeah.
Not the best idea.
It's a little chafing going on.
Yeah.